just a third word of opening. I wanted to, first of all, to thank INSS, Amos, Emily, for hosting us and offering FRS to partner on this seminar. We've been doing lots of things together in the Franco-Israeli framework, and many of FRS researchers have attended or spoke at INSS event in the past. But when this offer was put to me, I immediately accepted it because I thought it was a great opportunity to deepen the dialogue on a indeed very important subject, and also to join the Arms Control Conference of INSS, which has a great reputation. Of course, the title for this conference, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Regime at the Crossroads, could give a sense of déjà vu, since the regime and the NPT have been at the crossroad many times in the past. And I think some of us which have been in this business for too long remember many conferences called NPT at the Crossroads. However, I would certainly agree with Emily and Amos that the regime is at a turning point at the moment, because there are increased tensions within the regime. Some of them are being associated with the non-compliance cases and the extremely difficult time we're having to address those, starting with Iran. The second one is the issue of access to nuclear technology, with I would say, in spite of the Fukushima accident, a continuous drive towards peaceful uses by many countries in this region and beyond, which is in many ways reopening the bargain between peaceful users and the risks, the challenges associated with the spread of nuclear technology. And finally, of course, the debates over the issue of nuclear disarmament, which was become quite bitter in the NPT itself, and not only in the United Nations General Assembly or in the Conference on Disarmament. So those multiple issues and others, such as the Middle East WMD-free zone, have made the debates within the regime more and more difficult. And it seems to me that 2 years before the next NPT review conference, we are in a situation in which we have different futures ahead of us. One very dark future would be a regime that is weakened to the point it becomes more and more irrelevant, and to a certain degree it unravels. We already had a country withdrawing from the NPT with the DPRK. If that process was to continue, we would enter a very, very different nuclear regime. We can also be on a slightly more optimistic outcome, to hope that the 2 years ahead of us allow us to restore a form of consensus within the regime, and to build a regime that is more relevant in the 21st century. And this is a very big challenge for all the key stakeholders, whether they are NPT members or not. Of course, the most likely scenario is a sort of muddling through, as always, where the regime continues and the crisis continues and so on. But having said this, I'm not sure this is a scenario which is acceptable to everyone in the long term. So this is a major issue for debate, and we will have plenty of opportunities to discuss that in the next 2 days. I will not be much longer, since I'll come back to all these points in my presentation in about half an hour, so I don't want to impose you 3 presentations instead of the 2 that have been scheduled. But let me thank the speakers, and I'm especially thankful to Jeremy Sakharov and Rose Gottmiller for joining this conference and making it extremely policy relevant. But all the speakers, Israeli or coming from abroad, for joining this. And please join me in my special thanks to INSS and the Arms Control team for putting all of this together. They are responsible for the entire success of this event. Thank you very much.